Hey harmonizers, welcome to this video with Mustang Aoife. I decided to take her to the Pennsylvania Mustang Show that is specifically for Mustangs that have been just taken off of the range or from the holding facilities within the last year. There's actually kind of a time frame for it. It's not actually a whole year. It's probably, I guess, about a few months or so. For me, I got Aoife in March, and then the competition is in September. So I decided, you know what, we will go. And the reason why it was a little bit on the back burner for me is because of a lot of things going on with family. For example, pregnant with my sister-in-law's baby, so a lot of other stuff going on. And then also I had my accident last September at that particular show just because of a fluke thing that happened. But I was like, you know what, Aoife's doing really, really well. Let's try and teach her to do these last kind of things, and we'll see how it goes. Because I hadn't done as much with her over the summer as I've done with my other Mustangs because I took so much time for family. But I thought, you know, she's doing really well, so let's try. And that was a great example there with that water box, because the first time she kind of stepped on it and pulled away for a moment, and then it really didn't take much time or convincing to be like, go ahead and give it a try. And you can see she walks over it really well. And this is her first time coming to my outdoor obstacle park to try going over the obstacles out here, which it definitely could use some weed whacking out here, but I haven't been using it as much as I have in the past, so it's a little bit neglected on that front. And goodness, Eva looks so good. Look how shiny and gorgeous she just looks. She's such a stunning Mustang for sure. And that particular box she's walking through is a water box, and then there's also a piece of wood that floats, and then when they step on it, the water kind of gushes through the holes. And so it's just an extra way to teach them to do a different type of obstacle. So here I'm dumping my water buckets right away to get the most water in there. And then it's really hard to make a water box because horses are so heavy, and so they create leaks in the water box pretty easily. And so it drains water. So it's like, okay, I want to dump the water, and then let's do the water. And then you can see it splashes up through the box, and she just walks right over, touches it with both her back feet and her front feet. Does really, really well. And just do a little change of direction and try the other way. So one of the things I love about Aoife is she learns things pretty quickly, is pretty willing to try. And if she says, no, I'm not sure I want to do this water box or whatever it is, there's not like a big no. It's not like she really pulls back hard or really tries to run away or anything like that. She's learned to be really, really willing and trusting and try and just politely let me know the things that are a little bit challenging for her. So she's really wonderful to work with. And she did great coming out here doing all of the obstacles. This is our little cave obstacle, which we did a little back through, and a totally different obstacle than the other ones. I love to challenge them on a bunch of variety. And you never really know what's going to be at the competition, because sometimes they repeat things in past years, but then sometimes they do some things that are new and a little bit different. So that way it's a little bit more challenging or different, exciting for the people that come back every year. So it's always great to practice different things. So that way our horse is really understanding just to try and think and learn along the way. Of course, she's going to get her cookies for doing good stuff there, side passing the log. And then this here is a teeter-totter, which can be a really tricky obstacle because it does tip and it does make a little bit of noise, but she does really well on that. And then this is kind of cool. This is me deciding to start to work on a freestyle. So we essentially kind of stopped doing the riding training, which was the long lining and progressing to a saddle and stuff like that. And I thought, you know what, I'll just forget that for a couple weeks and work on stuff for the horse show to make sure she can do all of those things. So this is to kind of show you what freestyle practice looks like a little bit to me. I don't drill my horses on the pattern because I don't want them to hate the pattern, but I want them to at least have some familiarity with it and to understand what's expected of them. And I like to make sure that whatever it is we're doing in the freestyle, the horse is finding it pretty easy to do. So I start with a couple little turns, take off her halter, and the plan is to go at Liberty, which, should be a pretty fun thing to do. And then planning to bring these poles because I can do a variety of things with them. For example, here I'm showing the side pass in both directions. And then there's the opportunity to also use them as a bit of a back through as well. So Aoife's doing fantastic. And then the other thing is, in the beginning when I'm training, I give a cookie after a lot of things. And then as we start to learn a bit of a pattern, I start to spread that out and be like, okay, we complete this section of the routine, and then you get a cookie here, and then you do these things and get a cookie. And so I start to have her understand, like, you're doing all the things that I want you to do, but we're not going to get a cookie after every single thing. So it's a gradual training process. And here doing some Liberty trotting, doing a little bit of a figure eight. We're going for a unicorn theme, a unicorn academy type theme, inspired by my kids, of course, and having fun with doing that trotting. You see she's doing really well. So trying to have a bit of a difference of speed, like some stuff at the walk, some stuff at the trot. Here's going through some noodles, and then our grand finale is asking her to do the jump, which she just kind of walks over there, so very exciting, and then picks up her trot and then up onto the pedestal for our grand finale finish. So I like to do these, like, I really don't want to repeat things too many times, especially with Aoife. I've noticed she's the type of horse where she doesn't like to do it a zillion times. So I just do it 2, maybe 3 times maximum on a particular session. Or if I need to work on a particular section of it, then I will. And we did this, I think, maybe 3 nights in a row. And the last night, which is this one where I was practicing, is me wearing my costume, because I like to not really leave anything to chance. It's like, are you going to be bothered by this color, this flowy fabric? It's not something I usually wear. And if we save all of the stuff to be just for at the competition, nerves are already high. There's already other nervous horses and people there. So the energy's, different and affected. And so if we can do everything at home and make sure that it's comfortable, it's familiar, then it makes sure that we take away a little bit of any of that potential anxiety at the horse show going into the freestyle. And for me, it matters a little bit more because I'm planning to go at Liberty, and that means that I need to make sure my horse is really willing and accepting, because if she's nervous about anything, she literally could just run away or leave me, and then that's not great for freestyle. Because a freestyle, they're kind of saying like roughly 3.5 minutes is what I believe they're guiding people to do, and that's great. It's 3.5 minutes to do whatever you want in the arena. And the judge is really expecting to see your horse's best stuff. So the last thing I want to happen is to go at Liberty and for my horse to decide, you look too funny, this is weird, or I don't like this, and to run away or walk away, and for me to spend my 3.5 minutes trying to get my horse back and engaged and trusting me or something like that. When you have your horse on a lead rope and a halter, it is significantly easier because you can keep your horse with you and kind of manage things a little bit more. So going at Liberty, planning to have no whips or anything, just planning to go with my horse. Super important that I make sure that she's super comfortable and she kind of understands what's expected of her. And then here you can see, again, she just kind of barely trots over the jump. So I'm thinking, okay, this is maybe going to go well. Maybe she's going to walk the jump. It's not the end of the world. We'll see what happens. We're trying to showcase some different things here. And so when she struggles with the part, I usually just repeat that one little part to try to get my trot jump. So there you can see she actually fully trotted the jump, and we'll just have to see how it goes. There's a little more preparation before the show, but I'll keep you guys posted.
Remember to subscribe and check out harmonyhorsemanship.com for even more learning.